Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Pretty cool pattern, and there's like 3 different ways you could make this. And how I'm going to make it is I'm going to take a rectangle, and I'm going to make it about that thick, and I'm going to hit P. Now I'm going to go to Object and convert it to a curve. I'm going to get my shape tool, I'm going to select all the nodes, and I'm going to add a node. I'm going to take these 2 nodes away, I don't need them. I've got my nudge factor set on like 2 inches, so I'm going to, well, I must have moved my nudge factor. Yeah, I did. So I'm going to set this on 2 inches, and I'm going to grab my shape tool, and we're still in the center of the page. So now what I can do is Control D and rotate this guy at 22.5 degrees. Now, if I Control D again, I'm going to get that. I don't want that. So this time I'm just going to hit the plus key and then mirror that. This is the shape I want. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to Control G to group those, and I'm going to smart fill this and this. And by doing that, I can grab that and get it out of the way. Now I'm going to left click, right click, and I'm going to Control G to group them, Control D to duplicate, and I'm going to rotate it at 22.5 degrees. See, they're overlapping just a little bit. They will when I do this right here. I'm going to have to go to Object and ungroup them. But then when I grab it here, I can convert the outline to an object. Well, I messed up. Go up here first and make your line thicker. Then go up and convert the outline to an object. Then left click, right click, and go ahead and weld this. And you got that right there. Now, there's a way to do this with the intersect tool. And I'm going to show you that too, but this might be easier for some people. Let's make it a little bit smaller. And that's one thing about the line becoming an object now. They don't change size. I'm going to get the parallel dimension tool, and I'm going to go from the inside to the outside, and I've got 1198. So now I'm going to change my nudge factor to 11.98. And I'm going to move that over. I'm going to hit the plus key and move it over. Control D, Control D. Now I haven't done anything yet, so I don't want to really do that. I'm going to take away those 4, those 2, and I'm going to hit the plus key and go downwardly. I'm going to go ahead and weld them to make sure they're working, and you see now that joint's perfect. Now inside, you could use that shape, or we could do this. You could hit P and put it in the center of the page. You can get a 6-sided polygon and hit P. That's too big. So I'm going to hold down the shift key and have it. Now you could have them overlapping or not. So let's just make it 24 points, object, convert the outline to an object, left click, no fill, right click outline. That's really, that's thicker because remember I reduced it. So you really ought to start off with what you want. Let's go like 16 points. Then go to object, convert it to an outline, left click, right click. And you got a little bit of an overhang right here. But if we use the shift key while moving that down and kind of put that in the middle, now let's weld this. And you've got that. Now, the nudge is still the same. Well, yeah, it is, because I reduced it already. So I could nudge that over twice. Well, so that one doesn't have the center. So you might have to, you know what, that's what you need to do. Before I welded it, grab that item and hit the plus key and move it over there, and then weld it. And then Control D and move them over. Now you're going to have that in the exact same spot every time. And Control D, Control. Now we got an extra polygon, but that can be cut out or not. The other way to do it, which is pretty cool, is start with your 4 that you have in your polygon. This time I had it overrun a little bit, and go from the center to the center of those 2 items. Select them both and go intersect. Now we have this, which is 1/4 of that object. Hit the plus key and move it over, holding down the control button. Plus key and move it over, holding down the control button. Plus key on the keyboard. I'm moving it with the control button in that arrow. You know, this one's not going to have, yeah, it will. I was going to say it doesn't have the polygon, but it will when we do this. Plus key, the polygon is between them. Now go here, plus key down. There's our polygon. Get this again. Plus key, holding down the control button, and you get that right there. Let's get rid of these. Whoop. Let's tell you what, let's back up here and move this out of the way and get this again. Plus key, holding down the control button. And then weld this. Whoop, I didn't get them all. And see it, well, I got a little overhang again. But all the ends of the line are closed. So take your Smart Fill tool, fill it in. Now, when you do the Smart Fill tool, you cannot get rid of the outline because you've created a new object. So now just take the Smart Fill and move it out of the way. And see that's a completely different object. And then one thing to make a black box around it, you can grab it, hold down the Shift key, double click on the rectangle tool. Let's make it black. Let's go to Object, Order, back a page. But there's 2 or 3 different ways to make this almost exactly same pattern. I mean, you could not have, you know, the polygon in there and you know, do something else or change the, you know, the polygon to a, you know, maybe a 4-sided, maybe just a square turned at an angle. Anyway, give that a try sometime, and thank you for watching.